All right, this is part 3 of modeling the Gibson Les Paul in Blender, and we last left off having modeled the body in part 1, the volume and tone controls, the toggle switch, and the pickups. I believe we did that in part 1, and then in part 2 we came by and we modeled the pickguard, and of course I'm just showing you the render of a final version I did the other day. This is not what we've modeled so far, but we modeled in part 2 the pickguard and the screws in there, and we did the bridge and saddle, and we did the strap peg here. There is another strap peg that will go on there once we model the neck. So I think what we're going to do in part 3 here today is finish up the work on the body. So let's go ahead and make this little clip that holds the pickguard, and we'll angle this up, and we'll make the where the jack cord plugs in, and then we'll really be getting ready to go ahead and work on the neck. All right, so I'm going to come over here to Blender, and this is what we have so far. All right, so again, in the last part we did the pickguard and the bridge components and the peg there. I think what I want to do first of all is I want this guitar body to be a little bit thicker. So I'm going to come in here and see if I can lengthen it. So I'm just going to grab these bottom verts and just pull them down a little bit. You know, nothing too much. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. If that's what we want, and if we've caused any damage. Yeah, you know, it's fine either way. Okay, a little bit more chunky. All right, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to have to move that peg a little bit. So I will select a bit of it, Control L to select it all, and I will move it down a little bit. It'll be roughly there. Okay. So yeah, everything looks all right. And yeah, so we are going to go ahead and model that piece that goes in here. Now, you know, if we have a look at this illustration here, you can see that this piece of metal would come out with the bolt there, and it would attach to the body, and that would hold the pickguard up there, and there's another, you know, there's another bolt down there. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll make this piece as simply as we can. So yeah, we're just going to do that. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll bring the cursor over to that area, and I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna make a, I guess I'm gonna make a cube and scale it down, bring it into this general vicinity, look down here. All right, so it's going to be kind of over in that area. Now if I rotate it now, can I work in those coordinates? Well, I don't need to do that quite yet. Scale it in the Z, let's make it quite thin, and scale it in the X, still like that. And just want to double check. Yeah. So it's like this would go under, you know. Excuse me. Of course, would have to extend out, and I'll tilt it. So I think what I'll do is I will actually just go in right now and grab this, pull it out, and I'm just going to add an edge loop here and bring it far down. This is not going to be exact or anything, as always with all my work, right? As long as it looks okay. Grab that bottom face, and I'm going to E to extrude and just pull it down certain ways. I don't know, just out of there for now. Now, let's go ahead and from top view, in wireframe, position it a bit more, And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's there. I'm going to rotate this in the Z. And move it around. Yeah, it looks like it is going to be too long. That's okay. So it's going to be somewhere there. I'm going to put a subsurf on it, so that might shrink it up a little bit. And this may project down a little bit too long as well. So I'm going to go ahead and come into it, grab this face. It really doesn't matter because this part's going to be underneath the pickguard, and you're not going to see that part. It's going to be down here like this, okay, under there. And then this part is going to attach right to the body, but I got to make sure I'm not. And of course the pickguard is going to go up, and I can actually, no, I'm not going to move. Well, it doesn't matter if I move it up. I will move it up. All right, so it's going to be, something like that. So I just have to decide if I like this position. But actually right now what I'll do is I'm going to add a subdivision surface. And actually I'm going to take this to another level so I can work on it there. And let's edit this and add some loop cuts here to just straighten it out a little bit. I don't really need one up there because that won't be visible. Okay. I'll put one in here. Yeah, maybe I'll put one in there. There. And I think that's good enough. Whatever. I'll put one in here. Okay, so let's have a look at that with respect to the guitar. Now, does that come down? Is that too far down? There's going to be a bolt in there. Let me see if I just scale it in the Y a little bit. Okay. That looks all right. Okay, let's hang on to that for a moment. Let me look and see. So there is another bolt in there, right? I don't have a good angle for that, so I'll just go ahead and either copy a bolt. Let's try that. Let's copy a bolt for the moment and see how that goes. L to select the whole thing. Shift D. P, make it its own selection. Come out of that. And let's take this and bring it over here and see what it would look like if we attach that to this thing here. Right? If I just got to rotate it, actually, can I switch this? No, it's not mattering. Rotating it in the Y, right? Rotate Y 90. Okay, good enough. And I'll look down at the top. Rotate in the Z. And I'll just bring it in. Oh, yeah. So this has got to look as if it's attaching it to the guitar itself. I'm going to scale it down and I'll mess around with it. There we go. That's what I wanted. Let's look down on it. Rotating the Z a little bit more. A little bit more. And this is a relatively prominent bolt, so I do want it sticking out. That will catch some light, right? We did bevel it. So that's good enough for the moment. I think that's going to be fine. So I'm going to attach that to this. And yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so hang on. I'll apply the subsurf there, and then I'll attach it. There we go. That's better. And set origin to geometry. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to angle the pickguard up ever so slightly. So I'm just going to do it. All right. I'm rotating in what? Y. Okay. Rotating the Y. Just going to be, there's a little bit. It's nothing going to be too crazy. Do I want it a bit more than that? Yeah. Okay, a little bit more. Rotating the Y a little bit more. I barely did anything there. Let's go ahead and bring this up a bit and see what that's going to look like. And see if this is digging into the surface. And it doesn't look too bad. Actually, let me make sure it's actually on the surface. It's not. So do that, and I might need to angle it again. Yeah, now it's not enough. Okay, so rotating the Y. Let's do this. Bring it up just a little bit. Bring the clip up. Oops. You know, and when we do a render, it's just going to look at from there. No one's going to look right there and see it's not exactly attached. This looks reasonable, I think. Perhaps I could put the bolt a little bit lower as opposed to lengthening this. We'll see if I need to do that or not. What if I just do it there? How's that look? I mean, does it look realistic? Looks pretty good to me. Okay, and then, the render is going to be from there. Does it look like this piece attaches to there? All right, I'm going to attach these two things together. Control J. Everything's good, right? Yeah, that's good. That's fine. That's fine. Are we going into the pickup here? Is it worth moving this, or is it worth moving the pickup? That's the question. There we go. And how's that? Is there a bit too much space, or is... Yeah. Maybe I need to angle that a bit better and bring it closer. Okay. Okay, I'll do that. So I'll go in, I'll select this, everything connected to that, and this, and can I change this at all? Was on local? Normal do anything for me? Let's get out a wireframe. That's good enough. I mean, I could make this come up higher and go down at that angle, but it's really not going to be necessary. I mean, look at that. It looks right. All right, I'm going to join these up again. Are they already joined? Yeah, they're already joined, eh? Yeah, they're already joined. Okay, so that's good. Save, save, save. All right, now I'm going to make the jack cord part. And that's going to come out, I believe, sort of in between these knobs. Let me check my, sort of in that area. So the way I'll do that is I'll go into the body and I'm going to choose some polys that are already there. Like, let's say I go 1, 2, 3. Is that a decent spot? Or should I go 1, 2, 3? Is 3 enough? 3 should be enough. Yeah, let's say we went there. So what I'll do is I'll Control or Shift D to duplicate that, P to make its own selection, and it'll come out, and then I'll grab that, and right away I'll origin to geometry. Let's go back into let's see what works. Global, I guess. Am I nuts? Is there an actual way to get these axes to work perfect? Doesn't really matter, so I'm not going to worry. I'm just going to come out a bit. And I'll move this to another layer so it's just a little bit easier to work on. All right. Did I do it? Yeah, I did it. Great. Okay. I'm going to give this some thickness. So I'm going to grab these faces here. Now let's come in. And just before I do that, I'm going to just try this again. Local, global, normal. I think that's the one I want. E to extrude, pull it back a bit. That's fine. Okay, I don't know how much I really want it back, but do that. Let's adjust and make sure the normals are okay. Oh, that changes that, doesn't it? Weird. No, it doesn't really matter. Okay, whatever. So that is going to be the piece that's going to fit on the little plate. And yeah, let's see if I can curve those edges. So I'll do apply rotation to scale. And let's see if I can curve these properly, if my bevel works. I could zoom in, but why bother? Okay, so let's say I got those. And yeah, okay, whatever. Let's see. Yeah, looks good. Just a little bit. Do a few of those. So it's going to look like that, right? That's going to fit on. And what I need is a cylinder on there. There's probably a way, and I just don't know it, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get my axes to go straight. Anyways, doesn't matter. Cursor selected. I'm going to bring in a circle and rotate this. Rotate X 90. Holy crap. Okay, well, such is life, right? I'll go in right away and I'll make a face out of that so I can see it a little. Actually, and I'll even extrude it a little bit so that I can see what I'm doing. This is like a washer kind of thing, and then I'll scale it down and I'll line it up. And once I have that on, I'll be in better shape. Okay, rotate in the Z, something like that. You know, scale it a bit. Okay, so that's going to be the washer, and then after that, and it might need to be thicker, I'm going to put a sort of a hexagon-like structure and then a circle. So let's leave that for the moment. Let's do cursor selected. Let's bring in a cylinder, Shift A, cylinder, but let's make this 6 sides, not 32. 6 sides. Scale it down. Rotate on the X, I think it was, not 090. Did I do it? All right. Rotating the Z. Scale it up. I'll shorten it a bit. Rotating the Z a little bit more. Scaling the Z. Oh, that's not good, is it? Okay, so that's a problem, eh? Probably should have done this differently. What am I doing? All right. In that case, screw this and this. I'm coming to a new level. And I'm going to do it my own way. Make a circle. Go in. Give it a face. Extrude it. I can change all these sizes, I hope. Give me a cylinder. 6 sides. Scale it in the Z. Okay, I'm going to have that in there, somewhere in there. Sure, we can get rid of some of these faces. I guess I could get rid of that face too, if I was on the right object. No, not that, please. All right, good enough for the moment. I'll make this a little bit bigger. Scale Shift Z. I'll make it like that. And then I will just copy this, bring it up, scale it to make the hole in the cylinder, in the thing there. Let's bring it down. Let's just see if that's going to work there. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, I might just leave that. Do I like that? Yeah, I like that sort of there. I hope it's big enough, actually. Maybe a bit bigger. And then I'll go into that. I already got the top, and I'll inset it like that. And then extrude it down. Well, I don't have much distance. I might have to get rid of some faces there. Let's see. You know, that kind of thing. All right, so what's going on here? Is that the face of that? Yeah, it's the face of that. So it's like you'd have to do a Boolean, which is always possible. So let me make sure all my normals are doing fine. Let me do my rotation and scale. So that being the case, let's just see if I can go ahead and do a Boolean. With this cutter. Yeah, it did it. Is that what I want? Whoops. Let's see if that's what I wanted to do. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, what the hell is that down there? If I get rid of that, does that get rid of everything? And that's the bottom of that thing. I didn't Boolean through that thing, did I? Is that deep enough, though? I know you're looking at that going, that's bloody ugly. Okay. Does that fix it up at all? No, I'm not, Jay. so let me just see what I've done here. What kind of a mess have I made? What have I got going on here? These, eh? Sorry, this is a really weird way of doing this. I don't know why I did it this way exactly. But it's what's done is done. And hopefully it can still get it to work. It works okay. I mean, I don't want a hole into the guitar, so let's just bevel this up and see if we can get away with it. That was the weirdest. The weirdest. I may have to do some work on this. No, it's looking okay. Just one. Yep. Good. And this one. I don't know if I actually. Yeah, I mean, I should be beveling the edge of that if I can. Catch some light. Good. This guy too. If I can. Yeah, looks like I can. You know that's going to be so small. Just to represent where you'd plug your guitar in. Okay, so let's put all that together as one piece. Save. And I'm going to bring that now back to layer 2, I guess. There. And what am I doing? Rotating the X. Oh, whoops. Rotating the X 90. And rotating the Z. Bring it back. Like this. And let's just see what this would look like if I select both of them. I think I got them both. Brought them back to the guitar. Can I do anything here? Nothing, eh? All right. Fine. Okay. Oh, oops. Do I not have everything? What's going on? Okay, never mind that. I'll just put them together. Put these two pieces together. Control J. Am I now able to change anything? No, it doesn't matter. The naive way of doing things. I'll just get this on top of the guitar. Rotating the Z. Bring it in that way a bit. Bring it in that way. Bring it out. How's that look? Is that looking pretty close? Let's have a look out here. It's pretty darn close. You know, does it have to be a tiny bit more maybe? Rotating the Z. I'll hold the shift button so you move a little bit slower. Does it have to be out? I don't think so. That's gonna be fine. You know, you're looking back. However, it might be actually, is that a little bit too big? Yeah, that's a bit too big, isn't it? If I scale the whole thing, and I just bring it out a bit. Oh boy, I guess I forgot I gotta put the screws in that. All right, let's take it to another layer. This video's going weird for some reason for me. Having some issues. Not particularly crazy about that, but that's okay. I may just go grab a screw from the guitar elsewhere. You know, grab one of these pickup screws. Control L, Shift D, P to make it a selection, and grab it and bring that to layer 2 as well. and that. Let's bring it all over here. Sorry if this is such an odd way of doing things today. Yeah, really disoriented with this right now. Enough of that. Okay. First of all, I'm going to scale it. Okay. And then I'm going to make a mess of things. Rotate X 90. Where's the front and where's the back? That's the front. Okay. Oh boy. Rotate in the Z. I'm just going to use go. Rotate in the Z or grab, whatever it is. I keep saying go. I think it's grab, isn't it? Okay. And I'm going to put one up in that corner. Gosh. Shift D. Grab. Now, is that going to give me at the same vertical level? Yeah. All right. Oh boy. Rotate in the Z. That's okay. I moved it a bit, but it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. It might look like one is out a little bit more than the other, which is like sort of the way it naturally goes, right? Shift D. Move these down. I think we may have something here. 2, 3, 4, that. Good. Move you back to where you belong. What do you think? That was just a ridiculous, here, let me get rid of the cursor. Ridiculous exercise. Just not good at working in those orientations. But I think it looks okay, though. Can't really see it right now. You certainly will with material on it, especially when I look at it over here. All right. You know, I made that silver and this black, so that'd be enough to make it visible. It doesn't have to be a big thick thing. Now, how are we doing recording? Half an hour, okay. We're not going to be able to put this off much longer. All right, we are going to be coming up to that neck, and I need to give a little bit of thought as to how I want to do this. It's not just as simple as a straight, you know, like rectangle, or maybe even a little bit tapered here. It's rounded underneath. Now, I am not going to be able to make the underside of the neck rounded. Not really. But as you can see, it comes up straight like a rectangle, okay? But there's this piece here, all right? Now, I just want to give a little bit of thought because I don't want to mess up on camera too much. And when I did this before, okay, here comes the honesty part. I botched up the end here, and I think if you look there, you're going to see that. It's painfully obvious, all right? I made the neck, and then I stopped, and then I made the head and the tuning pegs, and then I came back and I said, okay, so how do they go together? And then I remembered, oh yeah, the head has to be tilted down a bit, and it's actually like one piece, like it flows. This comes off, it bends down, and the head nut is a separate little piece of bone or plastic or whatever that sort of sticks in there. But I tried to join the head to the separate neck and fretboard, and I couldn't do it, all right? Because I had subsurfed this to make the bit of the curve, and I had applied that, and I just couldn't do it. And so I stuck this head nut and I made it longer, and I tried to curve it, but I had messed up on this too, and I just couldn't fix it. And then I thought, you know what, I'll stick this guitar on a guitar stand, and this will be where the round part from the stand comes up, you won't see it. And I had all these ideas of what I was going to do, and then you know, that's what happened. So I need to give some thought as to how I'm going to do the neck and the head. So I think I'll leave it at there for this particular tutorial, part 3, and we'll come back in part 4 and I'll try to tackle the neck. Okay, so thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.